Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, today Tim is speaking impromptly, which is sometimes the most difficult thing to do as a Toastmaster, but what's even worse than that is Tim let his evaluator pick the subject matter for him. And I'm going to commend Tim on his use of the impromptu speaking style today. What's more important is that in this manual it says that you're supposed to take not only personal experiences, but daily experiences and things that you are experiencing together as a whole. And Tim did an exact example of that by incorporating topics from the meeting that occurred before his speech. And I point reference to the use of Kathleen's subject matter of the idea of camping. Tim incorporated that very well into his speech. The other thing that I thought Tim did very well today is that he used his gestures well. There was the bringing forth of the chair, and though they were subtle, they were effective. The moment he snapped, he had your attention. And though some champions of public speaking say gestures are not important, that gestures are the slightest thing from your mind, and there are some Toastmasters that say you need to have big grandiose gestures and sit here and do funny things, Tim found the middle ground of that, and I thought he did very well. I do have a couple of recommendations for you, Tim. Even though this was an impromptu speaking project, I believe that you could have worked on your transitions better. Going from one idea to another, your transition word today was so. And the point that I bring up is, so what? Or are you sewing a button on my shirt that's hanging waiting for a button? Work on those transitions to go from idea to idea to idea. Flow them together nicely and neatly, such as using words as therefore, in conclusion, or other ideas such as that. The second recommendation that I have for you is, though this is your first speech since getting your Distinguished Toastmaster, and I'm going to be a little bit harsher in this aspect, is that you are comfortable up here. And the moment you pulled out the chair, though it was a good use of the prop, this was in your way. And I'm going to take this opportunity to speak on everybody as a whole on this one, not just Tim, is that if you want to get away from this lectern, that's where it should be. Use the stage, because then you have everything before you, and nothing is in your way. The best thing, however, that I thought that Tim did today was his impromptu speaking. The fact that he was able to incorporate things from Kathleen's speech, experiences with his son, Little Mueller, and experiences from current events. Because we all know that education is current in event. In conclusion, Tim, you had a great use of incorporating the audience. I would suggest working on some of the transitions and your use of the stage. But all in all, for an impromptu speech, it was quite impressive. Mr. General Evaluator.